I'm about to say something that France fans will absolutely hate. France might be the most overrated favorite at World Cup 2026. Not because they are weak, and not because they lack talent, but because everyone is acting like they've already won it, and that attitude is dangerous, very dangerous. Because their next opponent isn't just another team they can easily sweep aside. It's Senegal, and Senegal has the exact profile that causes elite teams absolute nightmares on the biggest stage of all. Let's be honest, when people talk about World Cup contenders, they always mention France, England, Brazil, Argentina, and Spain. Almost nobody mentions Senegal, and that is their first big mistake. The second mistake is assuming talent alone wins games, because international football doesn't work like club football. You don't get months to fix your tactical and physical problems. You don't get another chance next weekend. One bad night, and everything you built over 4 years falls apart instantly. Just ask Germany, just ask Belgium, just ask Brazil. They all learned this painful lesson when they least expected it. Now here is the uncomfortable truth: France has one major weakness that could ruin their tournament. That weakness is complacency. When a team is constantly called the ultimate favorite, something strange happens to the players and the passionate fans. Players start believing their own hype. The fans and the media start believing the hype. Everyone forgets World Cup history. Everyone forgets that World Cups are built on massive surprises. And that is exactly where Senegal becomes incredibly dangerous. Senegal doesn't need to dominate possession. They don't need superstar headlines or the global spotlight to make an impact. They only need one mistake, one quick counterattack, or one defensive lapse to turn the entire match upside down. And suddenly, the entire football world starts asking tough questions about France's actual strength and tactical setup. Now let's talk about Kylian Mbappé, because nobody in the entire tournament is under more pressure than him. People already expect goals. They already expect greatness, and anything less than a trophy becomes a massive disappointment. That is an impossible standard to maintain, and Senegal knows it. They will try to frustrate France's star player. If they frustrate France for 60 minutes, 70 minutes, 80 minutes, the pressure in the stadium starts growing rapidly. Fans get nervous, players get impatient, crucial mistakes appear, and that is exactly how underdogs create historic tournament upsets. Here is my hottest take. France's biggest problem isn't Senegal's attack. It is France's own internal, unspoken arrogance. The belief that talent alone guarantees victory. Because history tells us a very different story about underestimating opponents. The World Cup punishes arrogant teams every single time. And if France walks in expecting an easy win, they're doomed. Is France really the best, or is the world underestimating Senegal? Comment below and subscribe for more deep football debates. To understand why this matchup is so terrifying for France, we have to look back at history. The year was 2002. France entered the World Cup as reigning world and European champions. They had superstar talent, global respect, and absolute confidence. They expected a routine victory in the opening match. Their opponent on that historic day, a highly motivated, fiercely passionate Senegal team making their official tournament debut. What followed remains one of the greatest shocks in football history. A single goal shattered French dominance. Papa Bouba Diop scored, Senegal won 1-0, and France's entire campaign quickly crumbled into a group stage disaster. Fast forward to today, and the parallels between that historic upset and 2026 are impossible to ignore. Once again, France boasts one of the most expensive and star-studded squads on the entire planet. Once again, the global media is crowning them champions before the first ball has even been kicked. And once again, Senegal is waiting in the shadows, armed with tactical discipline and immense physical power. But how exactly does Senegal break down this modern, formidable French squad? It all starts in the midfield. Senegal's midfield is built on relentless work rate, aggressive pressing, and rapid transitions that disrupt clean play. They don't allow creative players space to breathe. They turn every midfield possession into a brutal physical battle. If they can choke the supply lines to Kylian Mbappé, France's entire attacking engine will begin to sputter. Without clean service, Mbappé is forced to drop deep, neutralizing his explosive speed in the final third. But neutralizing Mbappé is only half the battle. Senegal must also exploit France's silent defensive vulnerabilities. Under sustained pressure, France's defensive line has shown moments of structural disorganization and slow recovery transitions. Senegal's wingers possess the raw pace and directness to punish these high defensive lines on the counterattack. One precise long ball over the top, and France's center backs will be forced into desperate recovery runs. This is not just a tactical battle on the pitch, it is a psychological war of nerves. France is carrying the heavy weight of a nation's expectations, where anything less than victory is failure. Senegal, on the other hand, plays with the liberating freedom of having absolutely nothing to lose. When an elite powerhouse faces a completely fearless opponent, the psychological pressure can become completely paralyzing. We have seen this classic football script play out before, and it rarely ends well for the favorite. So, will history repeat itself once more? Or will France prove they are truly ready to conquer? France's biggest problem in this tournament isn't Senegal's dangerous attack. It is their own internal arrogance and complacency. The dangerous belief that talent alone guarantees victory often backfires, because World Cup history tells us a very different story. The tournament mercilessly punishes elite teams that underestimate their opponents, and it happens every single time without fail. If the French squad walks onto the pitch expecting an easy, comfortable victory, they are walking straight into trouble. Do not misunderstand me. France absolutely possesses the superior squad with world-class, elite players in every single position. They can score goals out of nowhere, dominate entire matches, and easily lift the trophy at the very end. But that is exactly why this opening match is so fascinating for football fans all around the world. Because if Senegal manages to secure a positive result, the entire landscape of this World Cup changes instantly. Suddenly, France is no longer seen as the unstoppable giant, and doubts will begin to creep into their minds. Every future opponent will believe they are highly vulnerable, and once doubt enters a campaign, it never truly leaves. My ultimate prediction is that this crucial match will be much closer and far more intense than anyone expects. So, tell me the truth, is France truly the best? Or are we all massively underestimating Senegal's real potential? Drop your bold predictions in the comments below, and subscribe for more controversial World Cup debates and analysis.